How's it going? Um, I'm on sick leave from work, mental health sick leave, and I was asked to kind of not do anything for a couple of weeks, which is hard because I want to do stuff. I'm getting antsy. Uh, so I thought I'd start recording some videos out here. I'm in the park. I'm at the tennis courts. Let's go down to the tennis court, tuck it up like, yeah. Sorry. Okay. Why am I recording this? I really have no idea. I thought I'd talk a little bit about what I'm going through. I've been thinking about teen Evan a lot. I've been thinking about that like inner kid and what I wish I could have heard maybe at those times. I'm 31 now. Yeah. So I don't really know where it's going to go, but appreciate you being here. I've got my essential ingredients here, DC, and herbal cigarette. So I think the main thing I'm thinking about right now is how to rest, truly. I'm trying to figure out which way the wind's blowing so that I'm not covered in smoke by the end. I always feel extremely like hunter-gatherer brain when I'm like, okay, which direction is the wind blowing? Okay, let me stand in this position. Anyway, how to rest. I think I framed a lot of my time as like inherently productive. I think I even looked at hobbies as like I'm moving towards a goal or I'm developing a career or something like that. Like I DJ for fun. I just like playing music for other people. I started to get so in my head about like, am I getting gigs booked? Am I posting on social media? Am I creating content? Whatever. It's like, fuck. Why did that sneak in through the back door? How did that sneak in through the back door? I don't know. But it did. And it was affecting my ability to be like, hey, I've got so much extra time on my hands now. Like, maybe I'll like really push on that, you know? But like pushing on it, my first thought, like the first week I had off, I was like, oh, I'm gonna make a bunch of Instagram videos and like post them. Try to get some gigs booked before the end of the year. And I was like, why don't I just like fucking work on a mix just for fun and have some friends over and play it? Like I literally have no expectations right now. Why do I need to inherently like package it around like a productized thing? Yeah. I'm trying to just do things for the love of the game. You know what I mean? I have a unique opportunity right now where for at least a month or two, I've got essentially nothing on my plate and I'm being encouraged to have nothing on my plate. And I guess I don't know how to exist without something on my plate, without worrying about a thing, without having a open loop that needs to be closed. Of course there's stuff to do. Like there's always going to be like tasks and obligations or whatever. It's always going to be stuff, but I'm really trying to be like, okay, I got some grace period here right now. What does that look like? How do you go on vacation? I fucking go on vacation. I'm bringing books and shit, not to read them because I want to read them. I'm reading them because I'm like, finally, this is a good chance to like pick up my reading habit again or whatever. It's coming from such a place of like thinking and productivity. Maybe that's what it is it's like, I don't need to think this through. I maybe just need to feel it out and just feel what is restful to me. Because like the DJing stuff, it wasn't that I thought it wasn't helpful, it's that I felt it. I felt like I was getting kind of back into that thinking brain. And like, if I just go hook up the decks and just find a bunch of songs and tell some friends to come over, like, that's literally what I want to do. Why am I circumventing that to do the thing that feels a little more productive, I guess? I don't even know if productive is the right word. Maybe like helpful or like moving, going somewhere intentionally. You know when people are like, oh, I want a girlfriend who's like driven or has goals or whatever. I feel like I'm at the toxic level of that. It's like too driven and too much goals and not enough doing. It's thinking about what thing I want to shoot for and not just like doing the actions that send me in a direction. You know what I mean? If I make a bunch more of these, I'm sure a concept that's going to come up a bunch is tentacular thinking. I don't know the exact definition. I can't give you like the perfect definition, but at least for me, what really speaks to me is that it's like the idea of like an octopus's tentacle, like it reaches out and then like grabs something and then kind of pulls itself forward. And the idea being that like you don't really know the direction you're going in until you've kind of like done stuff. Like the meaning is made through the action and not the opposite way around. Does that make sense? Sorry, I'm out in the rain right now, so this thing keeps going out. But I'm actually glad I explained that before I did, so there's a second to percolate on it. I'm so obsessed, or I've been so obsessed for a really long time with making sure I'm not making the wrong choice, or the decision I'm doing, or the goal I'm setting is the right one. And what that often means is that I'm constantly redefining what the goal is. I'm like saying I want to make a bunch of money, and then it's like make a bunch of money through a specific way, and then make a bunch of money through a specific way while also representing my ideals or whatever. When really it's like I don't even have to think about that. I can just act, and I know when it's not representing my ideals. I know when it's doesn't feel right or doesn't feel good, because I can do something about it. Like, I don't need to create a textbook definition of how I need to exist to then have a rubric to follow. I can make the rubric in real time, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. So I think I'm going to apply tentacular thinking to rest and just seek out restful things in the moment. Follow kind of intuitively what I'm looking for. And, you know, going for a walk in the park midday, having a smoke, DC in the park. And honestly, recording this video felt like a commitment to that rest. I feel like I'm moving in the direction. I don't know what it's going to look like exactly, but I'm just kind of trusting that I'm trusting in myself that there's enough like I've made a good enough choice to move forward. And if it's not a good choice, I have trust in myself to pivot or recognize that it's a bad choice. Me deciding on how to spend my day is not going to destroy my entire life if I have a bad Wednesday, right? Or if I do something that doesn't actually feel fulfilling. It doesn't fuck up my whole life. It's totally normal. And I feel like there's almost this like fear of hitting that wall, like having a Tuesday and being like, you know what, actually, I tried to spend it in a way I thought would be fun, and it actually wasn't very fun. Like, there's a fear in that, right? I feel it. But it's not really, like, founded. It comes from a lot of places. That's a separate rabbit hole. But, like, there's a metaphor, I don't know, visual aid that's like the bowling ball, like the bowling alleys with the gutters blocked, like the kid bowling alleys. And like you're the bowling ball just hitting off the gutters, like moving forward, you know? Like you're still rolling forward, you're just hitting off the walls. And I feel like if I try to spend my Wednesday resting and I end the day not feeling that fucking rested, that should be like a learning experience, right? Or like a reflection point of like, maybe that's not helping me. What do I want to grab next? And like, it doesn't even require that much thinking. Again, tentacular thing here. I can just do something on Wednesday and then wake up and do something on Thursday and trust in my gut that like, if I had a bad Wednesday and I'm trusting in myself, then I can course correct. And like, maybe it's going to a coffee shop, but maybe it's not going to a coffee shop with friends. Maybe it's going by myself and journaling. And maybe sometimes I go there and I do want to chat with somebody, or I do want to go on a really long walk, or I want to uninstall TikTok for a bit and then I'm knowing I'm going to reinstall it later. Like, that's okay. Like, those are the corrective behaviors that if you're like really caring for yourself, they're not seen as like personal flaws, I guess. Because it's easy to look at that and say like, oh, okay, I'm a flake, or I'm inconsistent, or I'm a bad person or whatever. It's easy to spiral when these things fuck up. You try to start a new habit, or you start saying you're going to go to yoga, and then you don't book a class for 2 weeks, and you're like, oh my God, here I go again, whatever. But it's like, that pull to still want to go to yoga 2 weeks later and kind of shitting on yourself for it, that should be like the chance to book the session. If you didn't have the cloud of you booked it and then 2 weeks went by and you never went, if you were just kind of like, I booked it because I was really excited, but I have a really hectic time and I trust I'm going to come back to it, or I trust I'm going to get to it, then that 2 weeks later when you book that session, it could have been like, oh, okay, I think I'm in a good place to start with yoga right now, or like, I'm feeling really amped, or I'm glad I've got the space for it. That's very different than like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Why do I never follow through on these things? Like, and then just not booking it because you feel bad, or like trying to create some like super robust system. I'm talking like this is a vague concept that everybody goes through. This is very much my own personal experience. But if it resonates, let me know. I think I said most of it. I make some big broad system. Like I'm like, okay, now I'm going to go 4 days a week, and I've booked this thing in the calendar, and I've booked a million things. And truthfully, because I do, I'm just on break from it. I do work in marketing, and it's like my background work. That's when marketing works the best, right? Like you're feeling shit about yourself, and someone says there's an at-home yoga course that will give you the entire thing for 30 days and to change your posture or whatever. And you're hating yourself because you're like, oh my God, I'm so inconsistent, I'm so bad at this, whatever, yada, 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 that you book it. You pay for the course to kind of assuage this fear, this like panic, this like acute pain too. You're like percolating on it, and you're searching up yoga routines, so then you get the ad for it. And it's kind of this like, this really shitty aspect about marketing, which truly, like, I think, I guess it's a separate tangent that I can go down. I really got into it thinking like I love finding niche musicians on YouTube. I love finding like a 300 view artist. and being like, bro, you're fucking up next. Like finding a like one that's really making some incredible work and just not being seen, and like putting them on and being like, bro, you are fucking sick. So many people need to hear about this, and kind of like putting on all my friends to it and whatever. I love like sharing stuff that they might not know. And then it kind of like twisted that like sharing into like, oh, you should pursue marketing. And I think it was a little more like comms, maybe, like it didn't have to be marketing specific, but it's like that is the dark side of a lot of that stuff, right? If you're getting excited and convincing someone about an artist with 300 views, that's like a convincing almost, or like a putting you on, or recommending something. At the same time, the yoga person trying to sell you the course because you're insecure at 2 a.m. is using the same strategy. So I have to kind of reconcile my own feelings around marketing, I guess, and what I'm thinking about in terms of like how I want to apply my career going forward. But that is, once again, productive brain sneaking in through the back door on rest. I sat down here to talk about rest, and now I'm telling you about my fucking career prospects. Or how I'm gonna work. I guess, I don't know, contrast, whatever. It all comes back in the end. I gotta trust that this meandering reaches a point of reflection. Or maybe I don't. I don't know. Just gonna kind of keep grasping at things and moving forward, trusting my intuition here and saying, hey, in a couple months, if I'm feeling like things have really deviated or fallen off the rails, I have the ability to correct, but I'm going to trust the process here and trust it wholly and fully. I feel safe. I feel comfortable. I'm in a very unique position where I literally have to rest and recover, and I'm like trying to talk myself out of it to use it as some sort of like productive period, when really what I need is rest. This is not a chance to get ahead in life. It's a chance to heal and to be there for myself. And that can be a separate dialogue, but, you know, would love, you know, if you have your own stories, if anything resonated here, honestly. Really the goal is just to kind of share what I'm thinking about. But I am a rabid YouTube commenter. I love a good YouTube discussion convo. I love a good whatever Substack discussion convo. Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me what's on your mind. All the best.